tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me, and I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstores sell. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail, and you won't read that book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. Stay cool up there. I'd walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a three-way script. Enter number 2, a movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. But for now, love, let's be real. I never thought I could act this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. But stories always end, and if you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feelings that you lack. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. From my basement. It's Tuesday Live. I came down from Thessalon. Toronto's not my home. I miss the North Country so much. No longer will I roam. Drifting snow around my window. Drifting snow around my door. Drifting snow around my brains, Lord. There won't be no drifting anymore. Well, I'm sitting here waiting for the winter to die. Well, sometimes I hope I never make it through. And the things that I believe aren't about to fight with the things I know inside are true. And all the friends that I have had are misplaced along the way. No amount of energy could ever bring them back. It weighs down on me like a ton. No, it never was no fun. Oh, but I never meant to do any harm. Drifting snow around my window. Drifting snow around my door. Drifting snow around my brains, Lord. I won't be no drifting anymore. Silent as a sleeping train. Hey moon, won't you shine down on me? I need your light to give me direction. The further off I get, the better off I'll be. And all the time that I have spent or misplaced along the way, no amount of energy could ever bring it back. It weighs down on me like a ton. No, it never was no fun, but I never meant to do any harm. Drifting snow around my window. Drifting snow around my door. Drifting snow around my brains, Lord. Won't be no drifting anymore. A little actually, Blackie and the Rodeo Kings did not originally do that song, Chris. That was a Willie P. Bennett song. Of course, Blackie and the Rodeo Kings, as we all know, are a started out as a Willie P. Bennett tribute band. I think my microphone's gotten on screen here for some reason tonight. It's hanging around with me. So I have an overhead microphone, which you can see I try to float above me. I got Tuesday Live in my face there. Nice. But it was a Willie P. Bennett song. I thought it'd be a great song to play for a kind of hot day. I don't know where you are in the world. Certainly in this part of the world, it's pretty warm. I went out and did a few things around the yard this afternoon. Nothing too strenuous. And boy, I was pretty soaked and hot by the time I was finished there. So if you're out doing things, drink lots of water and don't move too quickly. Which is not bad advice for folks of our vintage, right? Move quickly. But good to see everybody here tonight. I saw Kathy checking in and Dward, and Waxy's here as well, and Chris and Ron, and I'm not sure who all's here. There's a bunch of folks out there, but I'm glad to have you here. Glad you're watching tonight. I've changed my sound back to the original sound. I hope you like it. I didn't hear any complaints about the other sound, but I thought, it sounds actually that rig I use with it has kind of the built-in harmonies and things like that and some interesting guitar effects. There's also a looper in there, which I use on occasion. but it works really well for live performance, and the sound's really good. But I find when I was playing it on streaming, it kind of was a little bit dull. I had trouble getting it lively. I don't know what's going on there. Need a sound person, I guess. But anyways, Waxy was up in Thessalon on a bridge. Still here, haha, up in Thessalon. That's a great. Hope things are good up in the north these days, with not too much. The black flies starting to let off a bit. I imagine if it's dry up there, that'll slow the black flies down a bit. But tonight we're doing all Canadian music. Our fourth all Canadian music. I guess, theoretically the show is always all Canadian because majority of our performers are Canadians, although we do have the occasional international performer. We love performers from everywhere. But we're doing all Canadian music tonight, and I've got some great songs. This is actually a song I often play when I have a chance to play around a campfire somewhere, maybe on the shore of a lake. I think it's a perfect song to play out by a fire under the stars. Strange and beautiful are the stars tonight that dance around your head. And in your eyes I see that perfect world. I hope that doesn't sound too weird. And I want all the world to know that your love's all I need. It's all that I need. 'Cause if we're lost, then we are lost together. Yes, if we're lost, then we are lost together. I stand before this faceless crowd. I wonder why I bother. So much controlled by so few, stumbling from one disaster to another. And I've heard it all so many times before. It's just a dream to me now, a dream to me now. And if we're lost, then we are lost together. Yeah, if we're lost, then we are lost together. And in the silence of this whispered night, I listen only to your breath. And in the moment of a shooting star, somehow it all makes sense. And I want all the world to know that your love's all I need. It's all that I need. And if we're lost, we are lost together. Yeah, if we're lost, then we are lost together. Yes, the great Blue Rodeo. What a fantastic band they are, and have been for a long time. Tonight we have a couple performances. I sort of thinking I was going to get through this period with let the cast have some time off, but both Willie and Neil came to me and said, "Hey Rob, if you're doing a all Canadian music show, Willie says, he's part Canadian and been living in the shed for quite a while now here on Canadian soil, and Neil, old, of course, the greatest, perhaps considered by many the greatest Neil Young tribute artist of our generation, certainly a Canadian connection there." So I said, "Okay, Willie, if you want to play a tune, I'll let you play a tune. So let's send it out to the shack and see what Willie's got for us tonight." Hey y'all, good to see you again. It's Willie here. And Rob's doing that all Canadian music, and I thought, gee, come on Rob, I'm half Canadian. Well, my daddy's Canadian. I don't know if you heard the whole story. I'm not going to get into it now, but my daddy was a Canadian maple syrup trucker who met my ma down at the Waffle House, and well, one thing led to another, and then I became to be, so to speak, but never really knew my dad, but got half Canadian blood in me, so I thought I should do maybe a Canadian song here. And, I was talking to my buddy Stu the Rabbit, and we got to talking. Stu and I have been talking a lot of philosophy lately, and well, Stu, I've got some foxes running around here. I said, "Stu, you worried about them foxes?" And Stu says, "No, I'm not worried about them foxes. Rabbit and foxes are really one and the same. Fox eats a rabbit, rabbit becomes part of fox, and fox passes away, returns back to the ground, the clover pops up, rabbit eats clover, and fox becomes rabbit." So I thought, well, that's an interesting way to look at things there, Stu, but not sure quite understand it. But anyways, I got this song. It's called, it's by that great band called the Tragically Hip, which so tragically lost their lead singer a few years back. That was very sad. Certainly made me sad, and a lot of Canadians sad about that. But there was a great song called Ahead by a Century, which I think they ended up their last concert with that song. So I thought I'd like to try that song. It's in open C tuning for the guitar players out there, which means the whole guitar sounds like a C chord, which is kind of cool. But anyways, I'm going to give it a go here, and I hope you like it. It's called Ahead by a Century. First thing we climb a tree, and maybe then we talk, or sit silently and listen to our thoughts with illusions of someday cast in a golden light. No dress rehearsal, oh, this is our life. The hornet stung me, and I had a feverish dream with revenge and doubt. Tonight we spoke them out. You are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. Stare in the morning shroud, and then the day began. I tilted your cloud, you tilted my hand. Rain falls in real time, rain fell through the night. No dress rehearsal, oh, this is our life. are ahead by a century. You 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 are ahead by a century. And disappointing you's getting me down. Well, that's a real beauty, Willie. Nice version of that song, and the tuning too. That was pretty cool too. Really hammering it out there in the shed. Nice. I saw Brian Stan McRae checked in earlier. We got some pictures from Brian Stan coming up very shortly here. I saw Tapper checked in as well. Good to see you, Tapper. Thanks for dropping in tonight. Share the show if you have any. Hit that little share button if you're on Facebook, and throw it out in your on your timeline there. Let folks know what you're watching tonight. Don't keep it all to yourself. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you don't forget to subscribe, like it, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Helps us get. I think if I get like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I don't know. I think I get a sticker or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, here's another great Stan Rogers song. We've had a bit of a Stan Rogers run with our All Canadian series. Great songwriter, left us too soon, but this is one of my favorite Stan Rogers songs called 45 Years. And I'll send it out to all the folks who are celebrating or on the verge of celebrating long-term relationships, because certainly a lot of us are at that stage in the life, those that have survived this deep into a long-term relationship. Shows its bones of wind-broken stone, and the sea and the sky are one. I'm caught out of time, my blood sings with wine, and I'm running naked in the sun. There's God in the trees, I'm weak in the knees, and the sky is a painful blue. I'd like to look around, but honey, all I see is you. Summer city lights will soften the night till you're thinking that the air is clear. I'm sitting with friends where 45 cents will buy another glass of beer. He's got something to say, but I'm so far away that I don't know who I'm talking to. 'Cause you walk in the door, and honey, all I see is you. I just wanna hold you closer than I've ever held anyone before. You said you'd been twice a wife and you're through with life. Oh, but honey, what the hell is it for? After 23 years, you think I could find a way to let you know somehow that I wanna hold your friendly face 45 years from now. lights on the stage every night. I've been reaching out to find a friend who knows all the words, sings so she's heard, and knows how all the stories end. Maybe after the show she'd ask me to go home with her for a drink or two. A smile lights her eyes, but honey, all I see is you. And I just wanna hold you closer than I've ever held anyone before. You said you'd been twice a wife and you're through with life. Oh, but honey, what the hell is it for? After 25 years, you think I could find a way to let you know somehow that I wanna see your smiling face 45 years from now. Yeah, I wanna see your smiling face 45 years from now. From now. Little 45 years. Stan Rogers, the late great Stan Rogers. If you have never listened to Stan Rogers, for goodness sake, go out and give him a listen. He's got a ton of great songs. A lot of East Coast stuff, but a lot of just sort of Canadian songs too. I think you'll enjoy some Stan Rogers, little Stan Rogers fix. But speaking of fixes that we like to get on Tuesday Live every week, and that's a fix of Stan McRae's great pictures. Stan has something a little different for us this week. I guess down in Upper Canada Village, and I should know this because those of you, I don't think I've ever mentioned this on the show before, but a good part of my summer while I was going to university, studying horticulture, by the way, it's kind of a plant guy, and I had a job as a gardener in Eastern Ontario at the Chrysler Farm, the Battle of Chrysler Farm Memorial Gardens. It used to be there's a big mound with it used to have the Ontario crest and flowers on the front. Back when I was looking after it, I don't think they have quite as many flowers as they used to. But it's right by the St. Lawrence River, and basically it was actually where the battlefield from the Battle of Chrysler's Farm. They pushed the soil up into this mound when they flooded it for the Seaway because the original battlefield was going to be flooded. And it was a pivotal battle during the St. Lawrence campaign of the War of 1812. I think it actually happened in 1813. I'm sure Stan will correct me there. He knows a little about the history. And if you want to hear even more about it, come on the after party tonight. And if Dave Hill's there, he's our resident historian. He may have some more information about it as well. But it was a great story, and I'm not going to get into the details of it. But Stan's they do a little reenactment at Upper Canada Village, the Pioneer Village there, and Stan was there. I think it was this past weekend. Stan has some great pictures from the reenactment he's going to share with us. So, Stan, I'll turn it over to you. Thanks so much, Stan. Great pictures. What a great event that must be. Must attract a big crowd, I would think. Hey, Stan, out there? Out by the, I assume they do it out by the old memorial out there. That'd be fantastic. I have to catch that one of these years. I know they do it almost every year, but... And Stan was pretty good. I feel pretty good. I was able to do an instrumental version, and Stan recognized the song. But I'm going to do the song. I think I might have done it before, but it's a great song by the Trues called "The Highway of Heroes," and that those pictures Stan shared sort of reminded me of the man and woman over the years who've done helped keep this country free. Shipped out, the numbered a dozen upon my return, where 100 or so from the coast and from the prairies, I bet they keep coming. Add one more name from Ontario and carry me home down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low, carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. I served with distinction, no visions of glory. I served without question, a personal gain. Seek no justification, it's not part of my story. It offers no comfort to the ones who remain. Just carry me home down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low, carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. I took up my vacation, I was called by my nation. Without hesitation, my answer I gave. Now I am not wondering of things that I might have been, and I'm no consolation to the forgotten brave. So carry me home down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low, carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. Carry me home down the highway of heroes. People I love with their heads hung low, carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. There was never more. There was never more. There was never more. Great picture, Stan. Great song. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here tonight. We're having a great time on our all-Canadian show. A little after the bottom of the hour here. And I'm going to do a song here. I've always liked to try to do sing-along songs. At least one sing-along song a night. Maybe someone can sing along with. I always hope my mom's sitting there. And I hope, Mom, you're watching the show tonight. Okay, because my mom's been struggling with a bit with the Facebook. She's had trouble with she says it gets kind of choppy. And I haven't heard too many other folks, so I don't know whether it's her internet or what's going on there. But I'm going to see her in a week or so maybe we can get that sorted out. But here's a little sing-along song. Hey, Danny Lamontagne, good to see you. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may, but our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Think I'll go down to Alberta. Weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I can go to working for. Still, I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. And if I get there for the snow flies and things are going good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. Oh, but by then it would be winter, not much for you to do, and those winds sure blow cold way out there. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. Oh, but our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Well, thanks, Ann. I hope you're singing along out there. Great to see everybody here tonight. I know there's a few folks out on YouTube. See Danny's out on YouTube and commenting. Thanks, Danny. Let us know that things are happening out there. I know a lot of folks do watch it out on YouTube. Jim and Lynn and a few other folks, Nelson and Sandra, I think, watch it out on YouTube as well. So if you're out on YouTube and you don't, I don't know, when I watch YouTube on my TV, I don't know how to comment either. So don't feel bad about not commenting. It's great just to have you here in spirit and mind, whatever you want to call it. But I had a request a few weeks back for a Canadian song that I was not familiar with. And I have to thank our good friend and occasional Tuesday Live performer and photographer and artist and an overall really good person, Kathy King from up Fenland Falls ways sometimes and sometimes in Kitchener, who requested the song, or at least, brought it to my attention. She's very non-committal. She said, if you don't want to play it, don't play it. And I appreciate that, because sometimes I do get requests for songs that I just stumble to get through. I'm not sure either the key's weird or the chords are challenging for a simple player like me or whatever. But this is a fantastic song. I'm surprised I'd never heard it before. It's called Before You Leave Canada, and it was written by Jay Semko. And for those of you who maybe don't know who Jay Semko is, he was the lead singer with the Northern Pikes, which were kind of a Canadian rock band. Probably started, I would think, probably the late 70s, early 80s, I'm thinking. Because I remember seeing them when I was a student, or maybe a grad student at University of Guelph down in Peter Clark Hall. Saw them there, and I know Kathy's actually performed with Jay Semko as well. I think she's even co-wrote a song with him once, so maybe we'll get Kathy. And I know there's a video somewhere of Kathy playing with Jay Semko, but maybe we'll get that on the show at some point in time if we can dig it up. But it was called Before You Leave Canada, and it's a great song. I hope you enjoy it. Before you leave Canada, I have something to say. I'd like you to listen. You can go on your way. Well, you never liked hockey, and you never liked bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? You always said it was way too cold. I agreed, but you still kept complaining. Well, you can't have palm trees, I'll keep my pines. And you can't have money that all looks the same. I kinda like the Queen's face on mine. Before you leave Canada for the red, white, and blue, remember that somebody's waiting back home in the snow for you. Well, I love America like I love my sister. We don't hang out that much anymore, and sometimes I miss her. But if I was in trouble, she'd be there in a flash. If I needed a shoulder to lean on, a ride somewhere, or even some cold hard cash. Before you leave Canada for the red, white, and blue, remember that somebody's waiting back home in the snow for you. Oh, Canada. Well, you put on your makeup and you're wearing new clothes. A taxi is waiting and you're ready to go. I gave you maple leaf kisses and I kept your toes warm. And I plugged in your car every night so you wouldn't have to go out in a freezing snowstorm. Before you leave Canada, just kiss me goodbye. I swear it's the last time you'll ever see a Canadian cry. Before you leave Canada for the red, white, and blue, remember that somebody's waiting back home in a snowbank for you. Before you leave Canada, well, just kiss me goodbye. I swear it's the last time you'll ever see a Canadian cry. Might not be the last time you see a Canadian cry after that song. That was so... Jay Semko was the name of the player of that tune, and or the originator of that tune. He wrote it and performed it. There's a great, I think it's a video on YouTube of him playing it. So check that out. Check out Jay Semko. Fantastic, fantastic musician. Great solo artist from out Saskatchewan. We've got a little bit of another great Canadian performer here. Perhaps some folks consider him one of the perhaps the greatest Neil Young tribute artists of our generation. And we know him here locally as Neil Old, and I don't think Lazy Horse is with him. I haven't seen or heard hiding her hair of Lazy Horse, but anyways, I'm going to send it over to the Beatles tribute room to our good friend Neil Old, see what he's cooking up for us.
Well, hello everybody, it's Neil Old here, and I'm not sure how Rob thought he was going to do an all-Canadian series of shows without including what the artist who many people consider one of the greatest Neil Young tribute artists of our generation, in other words, myself. And Lazy Horse not with us though. I mean, Lazy Horse, we've been doing a couple gigs. We did a barn raising out in Moser Young a couple weeks back. Didn't pay that good, but I know the food really schmecked good. But we had a good time and played some tunes. Lazy Horse just out, he's out in the pasture right now. And I thought, well, you know, Rob, we're going to do this all-Canadian show. We got to include a Neil Young song. And this is one of my favorite Neil Young songs of all time. I've played it a few times before. I'm going to play it again. I'll probably play it a few more times too before I leave this old Mother Earth. Mother Earth, with your fields of green, one more lay down by the hungry hand. How long can you give and not receive? This world ruled by greed, and feed this world ruled by greed. Oh, ball of fire in the summer sky, your healing light, your parade of days, are they betrayed by the man of power who hold this world in their changing hands? They hold this world in their changing hands. Canada, can you let this go? Down to the streets where the numbers grow. Respect Mother Earth and her gift
Children's Day, or trade away our Children's Day. Respect Mother Earth and her healing way, or trade away our Children's Day. Well, thank you very much. Get out of my vision here. Thank you very much, Neil. That was a fantastic version of that song. We've heard that before, but we love that song around here. I love when Neil does it. So thanks for that. And thanks for all the kind comments out there. Folks, we're coming to the end of episode 120 of Tuesday Live. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in tonight's show. We had, of course, Willy Witherspoon up the top there. And we had some fantastic pictures of the War of 1812, the Battle of Chrysler Farm. And look up that. There's some great information about that battle on there, at least on the internet. You can find up, search it up. It was a really interesting way that a fairly significantly outnumbered sort of British, Canadian, Indigenous folk force, fought off a numerically superior Americans, but with a little bit of a wile and strategy as well. So that was kind of cool. Thanks for those pictures, Stan. Appreciate those. Thanks to Kathy King for suggesting that great song, fantastic song. Certainly going to be part of my my repertoire moving forward. And I'm not sure if I'll go. I might go back and watch it, David. I know, I don't know if you ever do anything in front of, I know there's lots of folks out there that perform and do videos and things, but I always find it, a little tricky. We seem to be our own worst critic. So when we see ourselves on video, we tend to be looking at all sorts of little things, like the fact that Tuesday thing's on my shirt here, when I should be sort of out of the way of it when I'm talking to people. But but anyways, it's I might go back and listen to it. It's a great song. Thanks for Kathy for bringing it into my repertoire, and I welcome any requests you may have moving forward with the show. I'd be happy to attempt songs. I do have a number of them that I'm working on, so I know folks, you may have requested a song a while back. I said, geez, I don't think he's played that one yet, but I do have a few I'm still sort of working on and waiting for the right moment to bring them into the show as well. The next couple of weeks, we're actually heading to spend some time on a lake in Quebec. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. We might do a show. We might do a rerun show. We're playing it by ear this summer, folks. We're just going it from week to week. And when we get there, we'll see where we are. And, if it's rainy weather, maybe we'll have time to put the show together. Or if it's really nice and we're hanging out on the dock or going out boating and stuff, maybe we'll do a little rerun show or something. But we'll do something, don't you worry. Any McGarrigle Sisters songs, those are all great songs, that's for sure. But anyways, I'd like to thank everybody who supports the show, either as a patron, contributing on a monthly basis. We really appreciate that. Folks help support and help offset some of the costs of running this show. Contributing to our virtual tip jar, which you can find at tuesdaylive.ca. And just sharing, liking, commenting, just being part of our audience. We certainly appreciate you being here. I'd like to thank my executive producer, Carol, who helps when I tend to fade off the microphone sometimes, which I guess I do down here sometimes. Appreciate that when that's pointed out. The super talented Tuesday Live animation department, that was a fun little sort of Mosquito Canada Delight graphic pulled together for us. And we're just going to keep this thing rolling. The old Tuesday Live juggernaut sweeping across the internet, affecting tens and tens of people. I know we're having a great time. I'm really enjoying it still, so I hope you are too. Thank you so much for being part of it. I'd love to have you come hang out at the after party. We have that every week show. We usually have an interesting crew there. My mom usually pops in. David Hill, a local historian from Eastern Ontario. Sometimes Jim and Lynn from Mount Vancouver Island. Chris pops in there once in a while. We get various folks. Waxy was there, I think, popped in for a bit last week. It was great to see Waxy too. Love to have you pop in and say hello. And if you don't get the link for that, that's probably because you're not getting the Tuesday Live email, which goes out every Tuesday morning just to let you know what's happening with the show that day or that evening. And you can sign up for that at tuesdaylive.ca if you're watching this. And if you are watching this show for your first time, really appreciate it and love that you're here. You know, joy and creativity draws us together. Anger and destruction pulls us apart. The great pleasure we get from helping someone who's facing challenges is rooted in our mysterious understanding of the connection between all living things and the source and fuel of our connection to all living things and to one another is just love. Everybody needs a place to go, and everybody needs a way to know that they're just loved. Why do we hurt the ones we love? Why don't we lift them up instead of putting them down and just love? 'Cause deep inside every one of us there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We'll keep it covered up with a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. I'll only be here for a very short time to lie in the sun and sip sweet wine and just love. It'll all be here, then be gone. Instead of harsh words and singing sad songs, let's just love. 'Cause deep inside every one of us there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We'll keep it covered up with a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. I'm not gonna try, I'm just gonna do. And if you join with me, well then we would make two. We need more giving, less taken away. If we start right now, we'll get there someday to just love. You find it in your heart if you look deep enough to find the only thing that we really need now. It's just love. It's hard to just love in a world full of hate. If you get started now, it won't be too late to just love. 'Cause deep inside every one of us there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We keep it covered up with a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. Just love, just love.